Hi guys, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. I've decided that I'm going to do this quick little how-to video because this time of year, spring has finally sprung. The clusters are finally broken. It's only just above 10 degrees C, but the bees are, I don't know if you can see, they're flying about everywhere now. That means that spring is here, and the bees have found a nectar source, a pollen source, and probably some water, because they'll probably need that, and probably other bits and bobs like resin and who knows. Things to get the colony moving and the queen to start laying up like crazy. There are some issues with this time of year, especially if it's very cold and you can't go in yet, and that is that the queen can run out of space to lay. If there is a really good nectar source, like there's lots and lots of, I don't know, rapeseed oil, big field of rapeseed oil, right? The bees will just collect all that and they'll fill that brood box full of that nectar. And that can be a problem for the queen because she needs the space to lay. They need as much space to lay as possible at this time of year because the queen needs to get ramping up ready for the rest of the year. So a way to slow this down, or a way to mitigate the issues of having a high nectar flow in your area at this time of year, so this is the last day of March, a way of doing that is, if it's a single brood box, put another brood box on top. It gives the queen more space to lay and the bees more space to fill with nectar. Now, bees tend to fill the nectar at the very top and work the way down with the nectar. And what that does is, generally, it pushes the brood area down as well. As the bees hatch out of the capped cells, the other bees will fill that cell with nectar, so that means that the queen's constantly being pushed down. So generally what you get is your top box is full of nectar and your bottom box is full of brood. But if the nectar flow is really strong and you stick a second box on, it means that the queen will have the whole bottom box to lay and the top box will be empty, ready for nectar. Now the second option is what I'm going to show you now, which involves swapping the boxes. So if you wintered your bees on 2 brood boxes, all the bees are generally in the top box, and the bottom box is usually empty. All the stores that were given to the bees or bees have produced for winter, they've all gone. So the bottom box is generally empty and the top box is now full of brood, it's full of nectar and everything. So everything's going to get really cramped in there. Something you can do to make things a bit easier for you in the long run and give the bees a bit more time before they start worrying about swarming is you just swap the boxes around, and I'm going to show you that now. Anyway, let's get cracking. So as you can see here, this colony is on 2 brood boxes. 1, 2. So I'm gonna write A. No, that's not going to be seen. That's a green pen, right? So I'm going to write A here and B here. So A is going to be full of nectar. It's going to have some residual honey left probably, and it's going to have the brood that the queen has started laying. This B is going to be completely empty, or thereabouts empty. It might have a bit of brood if the queen's been pushed down because of the nectar flow. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick this up, I'm going to put it down there, I'm going to put this one next to it, and then I'm going to swap them around, put this one on the bottom, this one on top. What that does is, it gives the bees a whole fresh area which is completely empty, for them to feel like they can fill with nectar and fill with brood. So it's better for the bees because it means that they just have this empty space in front of them rather than them being pushed down to fill a space below. It releases any pressure in essence. But yeah, so I'm going to get cracking and I'll show you how to do it, okay? So I'm going to tap the bees off, ground board. So it's useful if you have another lid. So I'm going to put this here, another lid. So the bees at this time of year are predominantly older bees, so they will be a bit more angry. The alarm response will be a bit easier for them to enact. So just take your time and use a lot of smoke. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this box off and put it down there. 1, 2, 3, lift. So that's already getting quite heavy, so that must have quite a bit of nectar in there. Now, as you can see, you think you can see a lot of bees there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take a frame out and show you how empty it is. So So as you can see, there's a little bit of pollen in there, but other than that, it's empty. And all the rest of the frames are exactly the same, quite empty. So I'm just going to put this back and then take the box off. So you can use this time to just clear off if there's any debris or any dead bees or anything like that here, especially if it's a solid base. You can use that to brush up and get rid of all that crap there. But this is quite clean, so that's good. Right, I'm going to transfer this onto there now. Try best not to upset the bees too much and try not to squish anyone either. So if you see anyone along the lines, just brush them with your nails, get them out of the way. So now the queen should be in here with all the brood and with whatever nectar's been collected. I'm going to move that box, which is empty, on top. That means we've done a bit of a box swap, which should give the colony a bit more time before they start worrying about swarming. I'm going to put the lid on to stop them from being so annoyed. So it should only take a few minutes for the bees to calm down. They don't seem to be attacking me as readily. They are bothering the microphone, so I'm sorry if you're getting buzzed out here. Get them away. But what that's done now is that the queen's in the bottom there. There's lots of nectar in there, true, but and bits of honey. But what will happen now is that the bees coming in with nectar and pollen will bring it up here. The queen will think, oh, there's lots of space up here. She'll move up here a bit as well, and you'll end up with a bit of a brood area in the middle again, rather than everything being stuck in the top. So it spreads out the nest, which means that the bees don't feel as confined, they don't feel that pressure pushing the queen down. So it works out for the best, really. It means that they have less pressure, less chance of swarming, and it means that they can stay like this for a bit longer. You probably only do this once, maybe twice, before you have to add an empty box. But it's just another method of maintaining things through spring. I think it should be able to last for like a month, and then when it comes to May, if there's an actual nectar flow, then it's probably time to put a queen excluder and more supers on top. But yeah, I thought it was a nice little trick, and it just extends the life of a hive before you need to start putting supers on. Right, I'm going to leave these guys be because I'm getting pestered. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, I want to see more, or you want to see some of my long form videos where I go through each and every single one of my hives, and I did that through all of last year, and I will be doing it all this year, then please go onto my channel and have a look through my playlists. I would very much appreciate it if you hit the like button, and if you wanted to share it, amazing. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye bye.